Hello, Live Leak. It's Aphid Lip once again with another Yursay. I keep seeing these Yursay challenges, and it looks like the cool thing to do, so I'm going to try to be the cool guy, and I'm going to try to do my own Live Leak challenge. I've wanted to do this challenge for a long time and never really had the right way to do it, but I think Liveleakers are going to help me out here and prove my theory. It's not a proven, it's already a proven theory. Even if this challenge doesn't work, it doesn't matter because it's already a proven theory. It's basically called the wisdom in crowds. If you want to research it, I highly suggest you do. It's very fascinating, especially if you're a geek like me and into statistics or anything like that. But this, I'll just give you a brief history. This started, I think the first time it was noted was a long time ago. It was like 100 years ago or so that they walked a cow into some state fair, and if anybody could guess the correct weight, they could have the cow and all. They'll chop up all the meat and give you all the steaks and ribs or whatever that came from that cow. So everybody was like gung ho. I'm gonna guess this. I'm sure you had farmers and ranch hands or whatever they called that deal with that sort of thing that probably had a pretty good guess at how much weight that was going to cost just by looking at it, and none of them were right on, except after it was all over with, they took the whole amount of everybody and divided it by how many guesses there were, and they came up with a total that was spot on. So that's when they realized there's some kind of pattern going on here, which is just totally fascinating me. Another way you might have, I don't know if you know about it or not, but another obvious thing that some of you might have seen is that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where if you didn't know the question, you had, I don't know, several different options to choose of them. One of them was phone a friend, where you could have possibly the smartest guy. I think you had several different options to choose from which person you wanted to if they knew more about that subject. But anyway, and they could have had access to the internet, and they had 60 seconds to give you an answer, and they were only right 65% of the time. But the audience, it was just general Joes that were sitting in a studio watching a game show that probably didn't know anything about the subject. They were right 91% of the time. So and this is, like I said, it's a proven thing, and it's you can see it many different ways. But anyway, as far as my challenge goes, I want you to take a good look at this jar, and it's filled with American coins, I mean, you can see what there is more of. There's nothing in the center of it. It's all coins, and it's a two-part question. I want to know how many total coins there are. So what your guess is on how many coins you think there are in there, and then on top of that, I want to know how much all those coins add together. And I'm pretty confident that Live Leak is going to be smarter. All Live Leakers are going to be smarter than you individually. So, and if I'm proven wrong, then you get a $20 bill. There's only a couple things that I'm going to put a stipulation to. One is that I want to have at least 20 people guess. So that shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully I get 20 people guessing. And then the other thing is, if I get some obnoxious guesses like millions of dollars or something, I'm throwing those out, because those are obviously people that just don't want me to hold on to my $20 bill. I was originally just going to just set this up like this and let it slide, but then I realized, well, listen, dumb, you could look at all the answers and then you could average them out yourself, and then the guys at the very end could guess what those averages are, and at least have my chance of keeping my $20 bill. So I decided to make up an email account. It's aphidlip@mail.com. That's it, just aphidlip. It's my thing. I'll put the link in the description. aphidlip@mail.com. So you got to email me your answers, and if you're closer than all Live Leakers, you get a $20 bill. I'll mail. If you feel safe, give me your address, or a P.O. box if it's worth setting up a P.O. box for $20. And if not, then I'll just keep my $20 bill anyway. So that's it. Good luck with the challenge. Hopefully this gets a good turnout, and I'm gonna let this slide for like 48 hours, and unless it just goes crazy. I don't care if we get tons of guesses. That's cool with me. But And then, you know, depending on how many guesses there are, I'll probably count this out, you know, before the challenge is even over. And then, depending on how many guesses I have and how long it takes me to add those figures up, and it's pretty simple math. I'm going to just add all the guesses up on my end, and then divide them by how many number of guesses there are, and then for both, you know, number of coins and how much money there is. And then on your part, I'll see percentage-wise who's, you know, there'll be two percentages. If your percentage on how many coins there are to how many total coins there are, your guess to how many total, and the same thing with the dollar. And then if your percentages are less than my percentages from all of Liveleakers, then you get the $20 bill. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Hopefully some of you guys check out some, opens up your minds a little bit to power crowds, because it's pretty cool. And that's it. Cheers.